Hand wrapping. Today I'm going to show you how to wrap your hand. I love to wrap people's hands. It's just a great way and a great time to be able to just keep talking and building rapport. But a lot of the times when people show up during class, and I'm sure the other coaches could probably agree, we don't like to take our time away from the class to wrap somebody's hands. Not because we don't want to wrap your hands, but we don't want to take 1 second away from the class. We're very, very intense and very focused on what we're doing. So I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself, so that way you can wrap them before you even walk through the door. Or wrap them up right when you get here, so that way you can jump on into the class. It's a very easy way to do it. This is a pretty simple way, and it's pretty universal for anybody. First, let me show you how to unravel it the most professional and sound way. So it starts like this. The most professional way to unwrap it would be just like this. Done. All right. So once I have it unwrapped, you're going to notice one side says this side down. Let's put that side down. The string, I don't put it around the thumb just because I've seen things. I've seen some things. I've seen the string slowly creep up the knuckle while they're trying to punch, and then, yeah, bad things happen. So I don't put the string around the thumb. I actually tuck it underneath the palm. So I start the string facing thumb side, underneath. And then I'm gonna wrap it over. So there's one wrap over. 2 and 3. So I have my initial wrap. The initial one I did plus 3 wrap over. So total of 4. And it's not tight. My fingers should be wide the whole time. That way I don't tighten it with restricting. So fingers are wide. 4 over the knuckles, and then I go straight down the wrist. Straight down the wrist. 1, 2. So 4 times around the knuckles, and then I go down the wrist twice. And I don't want to wrap it over the same. I want to just kind of space it out, just so that way I have about 3 or 4 inches of my wrist protected. So once we have our base 4-2, if you had the string facing towards the thumb, when you wrap over it, it should come over to pinky first. And I'm not doing. I put it right between the fingers. Again, I don't want to put it too tight. I bring it through. Now this detail right here is where I get people confused. Instead of coming back under the wrist, I actually bring it to the other side of my fingers. So I go from this side and I wrap it this way, and then I go over the wrist, over the top of the knuckle. I'll show you why at the end. I avoid wrapping under the palm. Again, over the finger, I come out the other side, and then I go over the wrist. After I do that, I always do 1 wrap around, just so that way I keep a pattern that's nice and clean. Then I go to the next finger and I do the same thing. I go in and I come out, and then I go over. Wrap it around. The last finger that is closest to my thumb, once I put that through there, instead of coming around this way again, because now it's a little bit too close, when I bring it around this finger, I go to the pinky side. So from here, I go to the pinky side and wrap that and around the wrist. Now I just need to make an X. I just want to patch all of this in. So I go from here around the wrist, and I do an X. Coming here, over to the pinky side, crossing it over the top. There's my X. See what it does is it patches it in, so it cleans it up a little bit. Once I have that wrapped in, then I just finish it up over the wrist, just to give it ultimate wrist protection. Velcro tight. So the reason I don't go underneath the palm is so that way I can have it exposed. So if I'm doing the suspension class, it allows me to still grip and handle instead of having a bulky hand wrap part here. Same time, no part of this palm is hitting, so I like to make sure that I put the wrap everywhere it matters, which is over the base of the knuckles and protecting the wrist. So it avoids putting it here where it's useless. And I make sure that I do all the overs and unders over the base of my hand. So I end up with a nice, good padding. All my fingers are safe. It's not too tight. The wrist has minimal bend in it. And it just gives me a nice, good ability to make a good fist. When I'm leading with the knuckle, that's a nice cushion. If I hit, it minimizes the bending of the wrist. Obviously, I could do here. This is as much as I can do here. So I'm locking it relaxed. So this would be the most efficient way to do a hand wrap, so you can do other things on top of it. There's many ways to do it. Some of them are a lot more intricate with a lot more protection. This is great protection and it's universal to be able to grab things. Maybe we're doing a combat class, you have kettlebells, something. It just gives you the ability to hook and grab. Hopefully this helped. Play it back 100 times. And try your best. But again, I'll do it for you however long you need me to. That's not a problem at all. I enjoy it. I really do. This is really for you. So that way when you're showing up, if you're running late, you know how to wrap your hands. I've had members wrap their hands in the car, driving with their knee. So try it out. Play it back a few times. Once you understand the looping and the loops, and you do it one time and you understand what you've done, forever after that. Then you'll be able to help other people. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, I like to help. I can do it again for you in person, show you from the same view that you just got it here, because that's how you're absolutely seeing it. If I'm wrapping your hands, I'm looking at you like this, and you're doing this, holding your hand out. It's adorable. So make sure that you try it out, and let me know if you have